Welcome into another edition of Gridiron Glory's Power Rankings. I'm your lead MVL reporter, Scott MacDonald, alongside MVL lead reporter Nick Ursini, and we are going to take you through the power rankings of the MVL through 7 weeks. So Nick, tell me how these teams stack up currently.
Well, it's kind of the same around the top, 3, maybe 4. Obviously on top, it is the Tri-Valley Scotties. Last week they traveled to Sheridan. They were down actually 14-3 at halftime, but ended up winning 24-14 and really just shutting down that Generals offense. So they continue to be number 1. Number 2 is still Philo. They actually are number 7 in their region. So as of right now, they are in the playoffs, but they are one of those teams that needs to really just keep on winning to secure a playoff spot. Number 3 is John Glenn, and John Glenn had a dominating win last week against Morgan. That Little Muskies offense looks really, really good, and they got a big one coming up on Friday when they travel to Dresden to face the Scotties. And then rounding out at number 4 right now is Sheridan. Yes, they're 2-3 in conference play, but they've had some really tough losses. You know, they lost to Tri-Valley last week. 2 weeks ago, they lose to Philo. And they're really close games. These aren't blowouts. The Sheridan team obviously had a lot of replacing to do after last year, but they're still at number 4. Number 5 is Maysville, and they too, they're sitting at 14th right now in their region, so they're another team that has been a little bit disappointing with their offense. They haven't been scoring as much as we thought they were at the beginning of the season, but they still got a chance, not mathematically eliminated yet. And then rounding out the basement, 6 is New Lexington, 7 is the Crooksville Ceramics, 8 is Morgan, and number 9 is West Em.
So week 8 is this Friday. What are the playoff standings for each team looking like?
So Tri-Valley is currently sitting at 6th in their region, and last year they were D2 and missed it by like a fraction. So they dropped down to D3, which I think was a smart decision for the Scotties. So they're currently sitting at 6th. Philo is 7th in their region. John Glenn is the highest one at 3rd. And then Maysville, like I said, is at 14th. They're gonna need a lot of help coming down the stretch. So, you know, last year we only had Philo and Sheridan, and now we have the potential to either see 3, 2, or 1, or even none, but we'll just have to wait and see.
And Tri-Valley, even though they only have 1 loss, they're sitting in 6th in their region, which means they basically need to win out, which makes this game this Friday against John Glenn that much more important. Thank you, Nick.